What's up, guys? Jordan here from Show Me Vegas. Welcome back to Las Vegas and welcome to a hotel that has never before been featured on Show Me Vegas. That's because I've never stayed here, which is in and of itself kind of something because I've stayed in 53 different Las Vegas hotels. This is about to be number 54. It's Virgin Hotels Las Vegas. Let's go get checked in. All checked in here at Virgin Hotels Las Vegas, and I gotta say, first impressions, this is a really cool room. This might be my first experience with Virgin Hotels Las Vegas, but not my first experience with Virgin as a company. Ashton and I actually took a Virgin Voyages cruise over the new year, and you know what? Well, hold that thought. Yeah, that's better. If you can't tell, we absolutely loved our cruise. And Richard Branson has done some pretty cool things in the hospitality and entertainment industries, so you would think that a hotel close to the Las Vegas Strip would be right up their alley. But it hasn't really panned out that way. In case you didn't know, this hotel used to be the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino before it became Virgin. But I haven't been here since it was the Hard Rock, which means this is a new to me property. And you know what I say on this channel every time I go to a new to me property? I'm excited to check this place out. So without further ado, let's get downstairs, and like I always say, let's see what there is to eat, see, and do here at Virgin in 2026. Hallway check time. You know, I'm a firm believer in hotel hallways because they're your second impression of a hotel, after the front desk, of course. So how are the hallways here at Virgin? Well, this is in the Ruby Tower. There are 3 total hotel towers here. These hallways are pretty nice. I like the lighting, red doors. The carpet leaves a little bit to be desired, but you know what? Overall, this is a pretty good second impression of this hotel. All right, I haven't even made it onto the casino floor yet, and already I feel like an idiot because I'm wearing a Virgin shirt at a Virgin hotel. I mean, people are looking at me like I work here. I don't like this at all. I'm gonna go back upstairs and change before I give you guys this look around the resort. Hard Rock Las Vegas closed on February 3rd, 2020, and the transition to Virgin was supposed to take roughly 3 months. The pandemic, though, had other plans. Virgin Hotels Las Vegas finally opened on March 25th, 2021 with a complete makeover of the resort's casino floor, public areas, and all of its 1,503 rooms and suites across 3 hotel towers. The reception, unfortunately, has been chilly at best. All right, back down on the casino floor, no longer looking like I work here. Change of clothes. By the way, that reminds me, I don't work here. If you're new to the channel, just know I'm just a guy from the Midwest who makes YouTube videos about Las Vegas and pays his own way doing so. I paid for my room here tonight. I pay for all my hotel rooms here on the channel, and that's how you know you're getting an unbiased review. All right, let's take a look around. All right, we start this look around in the main lobby like we always do. This is the main lobby, and I really like it. I love the glass wall behind the front desk, desert motif. It's really pretty. It is, however, pretty dead, and if you've heard one thing about this hotel, it's probably this. This hotel is always dead, and tonight is no exception. Check this out. This is the most well-known cocktail lounge they have here at Virgin. This is the Shag Room, and it is really cool, albeit really dead. I'm a carpet guy though, you know, so I do really like this carpet. This is pretty cool. All right, no, it's not the weekend, but it is a Thursday night and it's 9 p.m. and there is absolutely nothing going on this casino floor. Like, I don't know how any place can stay in business like this. This is mind-boggling. You probably wouldn't know it by this entrance, but they actually do have a really big theater here. It's called The Theater. Yeah, I know, it's a great name. But it is a pretty impressive place. You wouldn't know it, again, by this entrance, but it seats 4,600. They have pretty big acts in here. As a matter of fact, I tried to book here in November. The entire hotel was sold out because of a KISS cruise. Yeah, Kiss, the band, was actually here. They'd bought out the entire hotel, some kind of event with them and tribute bands and their fan club. I don't know, but that theater back there is where they had it. Over here, well, looks like we got a whole bunch of nothing. Right over here looks like one of the most depressing places to gamble I can think of. It's right next to another performance venue called 24 Oxford. This is another small theater. We actually saw Raiding the Rock Vault there back in about, I would say 2018. All right, let's talk about the casino. This is gonna be the easiest casino clip I've ever filmed because, well, it's like a library in here. I'm sitting in the middle of a sea of just open slot machines. Nobody around. The selection is fine, and the casino floor measures about 60,000 square feet, which is smaller than the strip casinos, but still a respectable size. That's what she said. The selection is mostly newer games. I've not seen any three-reel slots, the old school machines, although there are some kind of medium old school. There's some old school Video Buffalo over here, and there's a handful of video poker, but not a lot. I'll let you know if I find more later on. All right, here you go. 6 old school three-reel machines. I think these might be the only ones in the entire joint. All right, enough about the casino for now. I'm hungry. All I've had today has been airport food, so I'm ready for a proper meal. And they do have a pretty good dining lineup here. Let's go around and see what there is to eat here at Virgin. The Kitchen is the de facto breakfast restaurant here at Virgin, and looks pretty cool. And also, look at this. They have a breakfast buffet, $23.95, 6 to 12 daily. That might be worth checking out tomorrow. Nobu, this is the original Nobu here in Las Vegas. There's also one over at Caesar's Palace, and now there's one at Paris. But the original was here at the Hard Rock, and it survives even on into the Virgin days. One of their more popular restaurants is this, Cassie Beach House. This is coastal Italian dining. I was almost gonna eat here tonight, but I think I settled on something else. Either way, let's see if we can get a little B-roll. Probably the least known of the restaurants here at Virgin is this. This is Lucia Mexican Grill. Probably lesser known because it's really tucked away back here, back in the really defunct looking part of the casino, but let's have a look inside. Yeah, just like the rest of the resort, nothing doing. Although they do appear to be open, they just don't have any patrons. Now I will say this is cool, especially for a seemingly dead property. They have 24-hour pizza. This is Pizza Forte. I've seen this before at T-Mobile Arena. Open here at Virgin 24 hours. They even serve breakfast. So on my way out of Pizza Forte, I noticed this. This is weird. These are elevators inside the pizza joint. Clearly they're not operational anymore, but they even show what floor they're on. Huh. Another restaurant here is Chinese. This is Chef Zhu. I think that's how you pronounce it, although my Chinese is a little rusty, or I never knew any of it at all. This was also a Chinese restaurant by a different name back when this was the Hard Rock, and we ate here once, I think before we saw Raiding the Rock Vault. Back when Virgin first took this over in 2021, they actually contracted out this casino to be operated by Mohegan Sun Gaming, which is a huge tribal gaming corporation on the East Coast. It didn't go so well. Lately, they've taken over operations themselves, and the rewards program is now known as Cherry Rewards. You better believe I signed up for a rewards card over here because you know how I am with rewards programs. And that leads me to the sponsor of today's video, Built Rewards. Let's go upstairs real quick and I'll tell you more about it. Listen, if you've watched the channel very long, you've no doubt heard me talk about Built Rewards before, and for good reason. Built is absolutely something you need to know about, especially if you pay rent every month. Personally, I hardly spend a dime on something anymore without making sure I'm earning points or rewards on it.
So why would your rent be any different? I mean, it might just be your biggest monthly expense. Why not earn on it? Built Rewards is free to join, and Built members can earn rewards by paying rent and redeem them for things like travel with leading airline and hotel partners, fitness classes, Lyft rides, and even more. And it's not just rent. You also unlock access to exclusive benefits from a network of more than 45,000 merchants when you link any credit card or debit card to Built. Just spend at your favorite local spots, earn Built points on top of your regular credit card rewards, and get one step closer to that hotel booking or air travel or that Las Vegas trip you wanted to take. Personally, I'm looking at transferring my points to Hilton so I can use them here in Vegas or anywhere I choose. Sign up for Built Rewards today using the link in my description box down below, or scan the QR code that's on the screen right now to make sure they know I sent you. And don't forget, enjoy your rewards.
All right, time to take a break from this little resort tour for dinner, and I figured if I'm gonna have dinner here at Virgin, I may as well go to the best restaurant they have to offer. This is One Steakhouse, and it's run by the Morton brothers. David and Michael Morton, they're the sons of Arnie Morton. If you haven't heard of him, he's the founder of the Morton's Steakhouse chain. Let me show you the menu, and we'll see what we come up with. All right, the menu, of course, the steaks are the signature attraction here, but I'm not even sure I'm gonna get one. 1,200 degrees they sear those at. They've got fillets, New York strip, ribeyes, everything you expect to see at a steakhouse. And of course, this is what they're most known for, their tomahawk feast. An 18-pound, is that what that says? An 18-pound USDA prime tomahawk steak serves 10 to 12 people. You do have to give them 72 hours of advance notice and inquire with your server. I don't think I can do 18 pounds of steak, but I think I can probably come up with something pretty good. If I'm being honest, I'm not feeling a steak tonight, so I'm gonna look at these entrees over here. $36 to $52, $70, you know, typical Vegas prices. I've got my eye on that Alaskan king crab pasta. Also, though, I want something a little bit lighter to start. I'm gonna go with the chopped salad, I believe. Totally forgot to tell you, I ordered an old fashioned. Thank you, sir. Standard Maker's Mark Old Fashioned. Maker's Mark is my house bourbon back home, so this tastes like home. Fantastic. All right, the chopped salad has arrived, and it looks fantastic. I'm not going to lie. This has got grilled tiger shrimp, artichokes, hearts of palm, white beans, olives, green beans, pepperoncinis, a lot of stuff. This looks fantastic. All right, let's dig in. Let's go straight into the tiger shrimp. That looks great. And there's several of these in here. That is fantastic. I love a chopped salad because the work is already done for you. No awkwardly trying to shove huge pieces of lettuce into your mouth. You know I'm all about that. The king crab pasta has arrived, and wait till you see this. Let me show it to you right now. I know, it's a steakhouse. Jordan, what are you doing not getting a steak? Well, you can't have steak every night of the week, so sometimes you gotta go with a heavy pasta, and here it is, the Alaskan king crab pasta. That looks fantastic. Let's see, the description says white miso butter, toasted lemon breadcrumbs, and of course, a pretty hefty portion of king crab. We'll see as I dig into it, but a little pasta twirl to start. I let it sit for a little bit while I talked to my barmate here. I was afraid that the breadcrumbs would get soggy. They did not. There's still a great crisp on that. And yeah, there's quite a bit of king crab. That's why it's 58 bucks. I mean, listen, king crab is expensive. Also, Vegas is expensive. I can't be too mad about this, though. All right, I gotta say, dinner at One was great. Not cheap, but it was great. The pasta was fantastic. The salad was pretty good too. Conversation with the bartender was great as well. Shout out to Matthew. Thanks for the hospitality. All right, let's get back out here, see what else there is to see here at Virgin. Table games here at Virgin, right over my shoulder back there. Kind of a good news, bad news situation. All right, first the good news. 3-2 blackjack. Even at $15, the blackjack tables were paying 3-2 over there, so that's good. The bad news, nobody's playing. If you want to play blackjack, you're going to be sitting there by yourself. And I know from experience, when you play blackjack by yourself, it goes fast. The other table games were $10 to $15. The poker variant games were $10. Roulette was $15, craps was $15. But again, those tables were almost entirely empty. And let's face it, nobody wants to play that way. All right, let's get back to the good news. I like to give an assessment of the cocktail service on every casino floor, but I didn't think I was going to be able to do that here because I don't plan on playing. However, I was just sitting at a slot machine filming a clip, and one of the many cocktail servers that has nothing to do around here came over and offered me a drink. She almost tried to force a drink on me, but I turned her down because I didn't want to have to sit there long enough for it to come back. Like I said, I'm not playing. All right, more good news. I hate a smoky casino floor, but you know what happens when a casino floor has no players on it? There's no smoke. The air is very fresh in here. All right, let's dive back into the history for just a second. I mentioned this used to be the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, which begs the question a lot of people have been asking, why did this Hard Rock close, but now there's a new Hard Rock going up on the Strip at the site of the former Mirage? The answer to that is fairly simple. Hard Rock International, the major gaming conglomerate we know today that's building on the Strip, never actually owned this property. This property was opened back in the 90s as a collaboration between Peter Morton, who was the founder of Hard Rock Cafe, and Harvey's, which is a gaming corporation with roots that date all the way back to the 1940s. Right over here by the kitchen, I did find a little bit more video poker. It looks like, I don't know, maybe 20 machines or so. I might sit down and check a pay table. I might not. I'll get back to you on that one. The sportsbook here at Virgin is operated by William Hill, and I gotta say, even though it's small, this is really cool. This is a place I can see myself sitting down, taking in a game. I like this a lot. All right, so my assessment of video poker might have initially been wrong. They also have this video poker lounge tucked away back here in the corner. This is actually kind of neat. It's like a mini high limit room only for video poker. I like this. So while the Shag Room is the primary cocktail lounge here at Virgin, they also have this. This is Desert Star. This one is a little busier, and it actually has table games inside, which is pretty neat. I mean, I guess it makes sense, but by far the prettiest part of this casino is the high limit room. Here it is, and I like this quite a bit. They also have a bar back there. It looks like it's called Heat. So they've got a lucky box. These things are starting to pop up all over Las Vegas, and I think other places. You can get autographed jerseys, autographed sports cards, and Pokemon cards here. Not cheap, but I've seen some pretty cool stuff come out of these. My luck though, I'd wind up getting something from a team or a player that I really don't like, and then what am I gonna do, put it on eBay? All right, I think I've shown you everything I can show you for tonight. It's my first night in Vegas. Central Time Zone body clock. I'm tired. Night night. See you guys in the morning. Good morning from the 11th floor of the Ruby Tower here at Virgin Hotels Las Vegas. How did I sleep last night? Well, it's funny you should ask that. Not very well. The airport is right there and the planes are loud. Louder, I feel like, than when you stay at the MGM Grand, and I'm not sure why. Maybe it's these windows, but add on to that the fact that I just don't sleep well when I'm on the road, especially the first night like it was last night, and I didn't sleep well. Maybe that's not the hotel's fault because the bed was really comfortable, the sheets were great, nice selection of pillows. This room is very cozy. Speaking of this room, I do like to stay in a room before I give you a room tour. That way I know what I truly think about it. And now that I've stayed in this room for one night, let me show you around. This is room 11109 in the Ruby Tower here at Virgin. And as you can see, it's a suite. That's because every room here in this tower is a suite. And I gotta say, this room is awesome. You first come into this room through a small foyer/dressing area, and I'll show you that in a minute, but I want to start right here in the living room because this is my favorite part of the entire room. I mean, check out all of this seating. So yeah, seating for at least 10 people, you could probably fit more. The living room is divided from the bedroom by this little half wall that's really more of an entertainment center. It features a TV on both sides, so you can see one from the couch, one from the bed. And I love the TV. The interface is great. It's got Netflix, Prime, Hulu. You can connect your devices to it, and a great selection of channels. Very nice interface, very comfortable living room. I've got to say, I do like the decor in here. I'm not usually a desert tones fan, but there's enough pops of color like this painting right here. I'm not going to read it to you, you can read. But it brings a nice pop of color into the room. I like the orange, I like the pops of color on the couch cushions. Over here, I love this table in the corner. This is super cool. I love those chairs. Those are funky and they are quite comfortable. That's a nice place to get some work done or eat a meal in the room. Onto the bedroom side of the wall, and you have this awesome king-size bed with an upholstered headboard that really makes it more like a couch. It also has this interesting little seat down at the foot of the bed, where I guess you could lean back against that and, I don't know, maybe look at each other. I'm not exactly sure what that's for, but it does look cool. The flooring throughout the entire room is laminate, and it's a really nice wood look laminate. I've seen some cheap laminate in hotel rooms before, and this is not it. This is really nice. Underneath the bed, there is a huge area rug, so when you step out of bed in the middle of the night, your feet don't go on that cold floor. Also in the bedroom, in the entertainment center, you do have a mini bar. It is a true mini bar, it's fully stocked, and there's a QR code over here, so before this is over with, you know we're gonna do mini bar real talk. It's becoming one of my favorite segments of these room tours. More seating in the bedroom, although this is kind of an awkward chaise lounge. I'm not really sure what this is good for. It doesn't look very comfortable. I guess about the only thing that's good for is for Rose to have Jack, draw her like one of his French girls. On either side of the bed, you have a set of 2 stools that serve as your nightstands. I like that you can move these around. That way you're not having to reach around this awkward kind of headboard. You also have an alarm clock on this side. Your remote for the TV is actually self-charging. There's a charging pad for it, so no batteries involved there. You do have on either side power outlets, 2 of them and 2 USBs, and then you have light switches that control the entire room so you can shut down the whole room from your bedside. Into the bathroom now, which is huge, and it's got it all. It's separated from the bedroom by an entire glass wall, which allows natural light to spill in from the living room and bedroom. It's really cool. If you're worried about privacy, don't be. I'll show you something on that here in just a second. On this wall, you've got a nice 2-sink vanity with a marble top, a nice backlit mirror, plenty of extra towels. The bath amenities are by Red Flower, and they're really nice. Not only do you get them on the countertop and by the bathtub, but they also have them on the wall in the shower. Oh yeah, there is a separate walk-in shower and a deep soaking tub, so you have both. There's also a private water closet, so you can close the door off, have your privacy. I guess that's what private water closet means, right? Let's talk about this walk-in shower. It is enormous. There's a rainfall shower head on one end, a handheld wand there as well. I mentioned the amenities are on the wall, but you also have a bar of soap over by the bathtub. Like I said, the shower is huge. I know a certain YouTuber named Walk With Me Tim who would say that you can get, he would probably say 10 people in this shower, but if you actually want a shower, it's really just meant for one. That space over there is kind of awkward. This person would just be standing here in the cold. I think a soaking tub is a great amenity to have in Las Vegas, especially with all the steps you take out there. I don't know about you, but I like to come back to my room and soak in one for a little while. Feels good on the legs. And as you can see, the soaking tub is humongous. I'm 6'2" and not exactly slender. I fit in here with no problem. You could probably have a 2-person bath in here. I mentioned one wall to the bathroom is entirely glass, and that might be a privacy problem. Not to worry, if you're staying with somebody you don't want to see you in the bathroom, there is a curtain that goes all the way across. I mentioned the foyer/dressing area when you first come into the room. This is it. That's the door to the hallway. Inside this room, you have 2 closets on either side of a vanity. You can sit down, do your makeup. This does have a mirror that is backlit. There's a nice leather chair. There were 2 complimentary water bottles here. Like I said, 2 closets. Each one of them have a built-in luggage rack. They also have several hangers. Nice shelf space, and on this side there's a safe. It's a drawer style safe, which is kind of cool. I've never seen one like that before. This dressing area does close off from the living room as well. There is a door right here, so you can close it for privacy, making it a true dressing area. A little bit awkward that it's just inside the hall, but I guess you can always flip the deadbolt and make sure nobody comes in that way. And now for one of my favorite segments, it's Minibar Real Talk time. I have scanned the QR code and I have the minibar prices up here on the screen. I'm going to screenshot this so I can put them up there for you as well. Now, when Virgin opened back in 2021, it was in the news that they planned to have their minibar prices be accessible, like normal convenience store prices, not normal hotel minibar prices. But I think they abandoned that after about a year. And now that I see this, yeah, it's pretty obvious that they have. All right, let's start right off the top. The Intimacy Kit is $69. You can't make it up. They, of course, did that on purpose. Not the first time I've seen that price for an Intimacy Kit in Las Vegas. But it doesn't get any better from there. The Smart Water on top is $10, and that's only, I think, a 16.9 ounce bottle of Smart Water. Snacks are $12. And I'm looking right now at a king-size Snickers. A plain king-size Snickers, $12. Yikes. Coke, Diet Coke, Sprite, $6. Perrier, $7. Monster, $14. Bud Light, $10. Corona and Stella, $11. Patron, Tito's, Bacardi, Jack Daniels, $20 each. Yeah, so much for having accessible minibar prices. These are some of the highest I've seen. Now, I have said in the past that these things are weight censored. The conventional wisdom is if you touch it, you buy it, and that's absolutely not true. If you move it and you don't put it back within about 30 seconds, sometimes less, sometimes more, you will be charged for it. But if you don't want it, you didn't intend to buy it, call the front desk, put the item back, tell them what happened, and as long as you didn't open or consume the item, they will refund you. They have to. Believe me, I've done it before.
After the room tour, I set out looking to get a few clips of a couple things I didn't show you yesterday, including the spa, the fitness center, and the pool. The spa and fitness center can be found on the second floor of the Ruby Tower. The fitness center is open 24/7, though I didn't have a chance to pop in, and the spa is open daily 10 to 6, 9 a.m. on the weekends. And although my stay was in the winter and the pool was closed for the season, Virgin does have a great pool scene. The main pool can be found at casino level and features a zero entry with an actual sand beach and a huge event lawn for things like concerts and other events. And the terrace pool can be found above the main pool on the second level of the Ruby Tower. Both pools will reopen for the season in March, the terrace pool in early March and the main pool March 24th. By now it was time to head back to my room and give you my overall thoughts, but I needed breakfast and coffee, and I found myself back at, you guessed it, Pizza Forte. Something I saw last night that I thought was pretty funny. This has got Richard Branson's fingerprints all over it. A rubbish bin. Here in the States, we call that a trash can.
Back upstairs from Pizza Forte, and I've got to say, Pizza Forte might be just one of the best things Virgin has going for it. That place is awesome. Open 24 hours. Had pizza there last night. I won't spoil that for you. That's in Pizza Quest Part 5, the final episode that I just started filming. But this morning, I went down there and I got an egg sandwich for $5.95. Coffee, $2, free refills. Keep your cup, free refills all day. That's a fantastic deal anywhere in the country, let alone Las Vegas. I kind of dumped my egg sandwich over onto its side, so it kind of fell out. It's almost more like an egg sub. Check that out. And oh my gosh, there's gotta be 3 or 4 eggs in this. That's a heck of a sandwich for $5.95. It's almost like an omelet on a roll. That's fantastic, especially for $5.95. All right, I'm gonna eat this, drink my coffee, and then we're gonna sit down and go over my overall thoughts and my pros and cons for staying here at Virgin in 2026. Stay tuned. All right, cheap breakfast consumed, a breakfast for less than $10 on or near the Las Vegas Strip. Somebody fanned me off, and actually it was really good. So it's time to go over my overall thoughts and pros and cons for staying here at Virgin in 2026. As usual, I've got 46 minutes until checkout, and I still have to pack. Let's get into it. Overall thoughts. This place is exactly what I'd seen online. It's a dead hotel. It was crazy dead downstairs, and I know it was a Thursday night. That's a weeknight, not technically the weekend yet, but if you go to the Strip on Thursday night, the hotels are gonna be slow-ish, but they're not gonna be dead. This place was dead, and really hurts the atmosphere, really hurts the experience staying here. Would I stay here again? I would say probably not, and it's because it just doesn't even have a Vegas vibe. So let's get into the pros and cons for staying here in 2026. What are they according to me? Well, pro number one, this room. Now, this is a king chamber suite, so it is a suite. I don't think I said it during the room tour, but it checks in about 700 square feet. And this room is awesome. I love this room. From a room perspective, it's cozy, it feels like home. This is a great place to stay from a room perspective. I paid $92 for this room last night on a Thursday night. Now, no, that does not include the $50 resort fee. But after the resort fee and taxes, I think all in, I was into this for less than 160 bucks, which is a phenomenal deal. Now, yes, it's gonna get a lot more expensive than that on the weekends, but if you can find a rate like that and you're just looking for maybe 1 or 2 nights, maybe. Because this room is awesome, and I think this is the biggest pro this hotel has to offer. The only other pro, honestly, that I can come up with at this time is Pizza Forte. And I know that sounds weird. One steakhouse was good, but it was just as expensive as the Strip. Cassie Beach House looks good, but it's just as expensive as the Strip. Pizza Forte is open 24/7. They have good pizza. They have a vast street eats type menu that's open all day, every day, and they serve breakfast in the mornings from 6 to 12, 6 to 11, I think. You saw what I got for less than $10, $2 coffee, free refills. It sounds funny to say, but that's one of the pros of this place. Late night, round the clock eats for a very reasonable price. That said, that's pretty much all I can come up with for pros here, so let's get into the cons. What are the cons? The biggest one I already touched on. This place has no atmosphere. It doesn't just have a little bit of a boring vibe, it has no atmosphere whatsoever. It was sad being down on the casino floor on a Thursday night. I felt like I was in some kind of post-apocalyptic nightmare. I felt like I wasn't supposed to be there. There were almost more employees on the casino floor than there were patrons. It was crazy. And not the type of place I want to hang out. Not only that, there's not much to do here. There is a theater, but they don't have a full-time production. There's another smaller theater. Again, no full-time production. There was live entertainment going on in the Shag Room, but there were like maybe 6 or 8 people watching, and so that just kind of had a sad vibe. There was nothing going on, and I know it's not the weekend, but when you go to the Strip, there's plenty to do even on the weeknights, and here, it just doesn't feel right at all. The atmosphere is non-existent. And that lines up with everything I had seen online about this hotel coming into it. I hoped it would be better, but it's definitely not. Con number one's a pretty big one, but con number two kind of plays off of it. It's the fact that we're not on the Strip. And I know the Strip is just right there. I mean, you can see it. You could walk to it if you choose, although I wouldn't really recommend it at night. During the day, it's not gonna be any problem. But we're just far enough away from the Strip that you have to worry about, how am I gonna get back and forth? Because trust me, if you're staying here, you are gonna wanna go to the Strip. You're not gonna wanna stay in this property. Like I said, it has no atmosphere. So you've gotta think about, how am I gonna get back home at the end of the night? How am I gonna get to the Strip? Do I wanna walk it? Do I wanna have to pay for Ubers back and forth? It's just a headache that you don't have if you're in a similar property on the Strip. And there you have it, my pros and cons for staying at Virgin in 2026. I've gotta get packed up and get on out of here and get on to the next video. If you did like this video, guys, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to the channel and turn on that notification bell so you get notified anytime we release new content here on Show Me Vegas. Like I said, I'm on to the next. I will see you in that next video because there's always more for us to show you on Show Me Vegas. Did I just whistle? Like, show you on Show Me Vegas. See you guys.